project ever grown way beyond its original plan? If so, you've experienced scope creep. In this video, I'll be discussing why scope creep is so common in higher education and the strategies that you can use to keep it in check. Welcome back to the channel. And if you're new here, I'm Dr. Katie Linder, a certified project manager, change manager, and coach who works full-time leading and supporting teams in higher education. On this channel, I offer real-world examples of how project management translates into the higher ed environment. If you're looking for ways to use project management tools and skills, both professionally and personally, to bring more ease to your work and life, you're in the right place. In today's video, we're tackling the concept of scope creep, what it is, why it happens so often in higher education, and what you can do to avoid or manage it. First, what is scope creep? Scope creep happens when the objectives, deliverables, or features of a project expand beyond the original plan, often without corresponding increases in time, budget, or resources. Scope creep can lead to overworked teams, missed deadlines, blown budgets, and watered-down results. It often stems from well-intentioned requests, evolving priorities, or a lack of clear boundaries. Let's say you're managing a project to redesign your institution's faculty onboarding program. The initial scope includes a digital handbook, a series of live virtual workshops, and a mentorship matching process. Sounds manageable, right? But then someone from HR suggests integrating a training module on equity and inclusion. The provost's office wants to add content on faculty governance. A dean asks if you can include unit-specific orientation videos, and suddenly what started as a manageable onboarding refresh turns into a full-blown institutional development program. Your timeline stretches, your team is scrambling, and worst of all, your original deliverables are now at risk. This example of scope creep might sound all too familiar to you. As we can see from the situation, some of the common causes of scope creep are vague or incomplete project scopes, multiple stakeholders with competing priorities, a culture of saying yes to everything, and the lack of a formal change control process, which is where you think intentionally about adding to a project's scope rather than letting that scope creep happen by default. Let's talk about some strategies to avoid scope creep. First, you'll want to start with a clear scope statement. Define what is and is not included in the project. Be as specific as possible and document any assumptions or constraints. Next, you can involve the right stakeholders early in the project. If you engage key voices during planning, you can align expectations before the work begins. This helps avoid late-stage surprises and extra requests. You can also create a change control process. This is where you set up a simple system for evaluating and approving changes to the project. This might be as informal as a team discussion, or as formal as a written approval workflow. Fourth, you need to communicate regularly and transparently. It's important to keep stakeholders updated on progress, timelines, and how extra requests could impact the overall plan. Transparency builds trust and reduces the urge to sneak in extra work. You'll also want to practice saying no or not yet. Not every good idea needs to be included right now. Use parking lots or phase planning to defer ideas that don't fit the current project scope. A really important component of avoiding scope creep is to document everything. Keep records of decisions, scope changes, and rationales for those changes. This creates clarity and protects you and your team if questions arise later on. And lastly, you should always take time to reflect and learn. After each project, conduct a retrospective to understand where scope creep showed up and how to handle it better next time. Scope creep may be common, but it's not inevitable. With a few proactive strategies, you can maintain focus, protect your resources, and deliver stronger results. Have you ever faced scope creep in your projects? What strategies have helped you to manage it? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more tips on how to lead and manage projects effectively in higher education. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.